sucks. And I just got a reboot error in the middle of a video. Yo, what's up guys, Dealy Kamel here, and I'm here to talk about finally they have been added to the game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal level ups to 35. They have increased the level cap finally for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. We're literally 1 month away from Pendulums and Arc 5 World coming out, and now they have just decided to increase the level ups. And so, let's see, you know, they're giving Xyz Era one more, you know, wave of cards before the end. So let's see how good they did. This was a long time coming, so I definitely hope they put some work into these. I'm going to be sorely disappointed if all of these are trash. So each character, if you guys don't know how level up rewards work, when they do 30 to 35, they typically give you 2 gem rewards, a gold reward, and 2 cards. So let's check out Yuma's 2 cards. So Yuma's first card is Zubaba General. Now, I believe Zubaba General was only obtainable during the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal launch campaign. And I believe if I check here really quickly, I only have 1 Zubaba General. Because of that, he was something that was added to the gift box, I believe. Zubaba General. Yes, I only have 1 Zubaba General, and it is from Login Bonus Campaign Reward, and now Yuma and Astral level ups. This is very nice. Everyone got a prismatic one of these when Zexal launched, and if you weren't around when Zexal launched, you can't get that anymore, so this is actually pretty good that they're giving out Zubaba General. Pretty nice. Next, for level 35, we have the iconic Yuma card, Double or Nothing. This is a quick play spell. If you guys don't know, Yuma uses this a lot in the anime. He attacks, negates Utopia's attack with his own effect, uses Double or Nothing, then attacks again for 5,000 damage. So Double or Nothing does exactly what I just said. When a monster's attack is negated, target that monster during this battle phase. It can attack once again. And if it does, its attack is doubled during the damage step only. Now, there are not too many effects from your opponent that just negate attacks that are widely played right now, but some of them, like Counter Gate, or like, yeah, come to think of it, attack negation is not really a huge thing. That's why the time where this is primarily used is when Utopia is proccing his own effect. Man, even battle traps that negate traps and that negate attacks now. You know, I can't even think of too many. Hand traps don't negate attacks. They just negate the damage or switch you into defense or something. So this card may be a little more situational than you may think. Alright, so really glad we're getting that card. Really goes with Yuma's identity. It had its rarity change and was leaked in the files a very long time ago. So I don't know what it took them so long to give us a card like this. Definitely would have made Utopia a little bit better. Do this. For Shark, what do we got for Shark level 33? Ooh, a second beautiful princess. Now, guys, I'm going to check it up again. Where can you get beautiful princess? To my knowledge, it is Mako Tsunami level 38 reward. But other than that, I believe that there is no... Oh my god, I don't know how to spell beautiful princess, so I'm just going to put princess. And there it is. Boom. I've got 1. And I've got 1 from Mako, and now a second one from Shark. Wow, that's very interesting. I don't know exactly how good this card would be if you play it at 2. Usually, it is just really good at fishing you out of a really, really poor situation. You can banish it, special summon level 4 lower fish monster. And for Shark, with the water deck, that could actually be pretty good. You could tribute it in. You can banish it into a monster like Lantern Shark or Buzzsaw Shark and really get an Xyz play going off of that. So that is pretty good. Again, this is usually like something that you only use once, but that's because we only had 1 of it in the game. Now that we have 2, we may see it see some more use. And for Shark's level 35 reward, we have Black Ray Lancer. Now you can see we already have a Black Ray Lancer in his level up rewards, so this is kind of cheesy. Konami, Kind of a cheap out way here, dude. Giving us a second Black Ray Lancer. We already have one. This monster is not very good. In fact, most people decide to opt into playing full armored Xyz Black Ray so that they don't have to play Black Ray Lancer in their water deck because it sucks. It's a rank 3 Xyz monster, and you play level 4s to make rank 4s, so it doesn't do too much for you. And you can't summon it off of Bahamut Shark. So it is not very good in that sense either. So Konami could have done a little better on Shark's level 35 reward. I say that because we're not getting any more level increases for these characters, at least for another year after this. So this is what we're going to have to play with unless they give us some crazy Xyz support in boxes. Gotta remember that, guys. After this, we're done. Any Xyz monsters or archetypes that we get are really going to be more general or attuned to the pendulum archetypes that they release. A lot of these Zexal era anime tied to decks, I don't know how much more support they're going to be getting. Alright, moving on to Bronx Stone. I didn't finish leveling up Bronx, but he at level 33 and 35, he is going to get Wind Up Zenmeister. Now, do we have Wind Up Zenmeister previously in his level ups? And you know, I'm going to check where I have a Wind Up Zenmains. Wind Up Zenmains was a pretty good, cheap toolbox Xyz monster to use back in the day in the TCG. Let's see. I do not have Wind Up Zenmains. So where the heck is this card available from? Is this new only to Bronx? I just want to make sure really quick, guys. Check the card catalog. I should be checking the card catalog every time. Why am I not doing that? Wind Up Zenmeister only from Bronx Stone level up rewards. So let's see. This is a rank 4 Earth Machine Xyz. This card gains 300 attack for each Xyz material attached to this card. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card to target one face-up monster you control. Change that face-up monster to face-down defense position, and if you do, during the end phase of this turn, change it to face-up attack position. Alright, so this effect is kind of extremely situational. In fact, in Duel Links, I can only think of a couple decks that would truly benefit from you playing this card. And the one that I know would benefit is Subterrors, right? Subterrors, they would have a field day with this, flipping a monster back down and it flips back up during the end phase. However, you may not want to have a Subterror monster just face up in the end phase unless you have Subterror Final Battle to flip it back down. So this is definitely really awkward. I'm not sure how much this works in with the rest of the wind-up archetype. I guess you can flip them down. Maybe you can like activate their effects again. I know it would definitely work with Wind-Up Magician a lot. Every time you use the Wind-Up effect of Zenmeister, flip something up, flip it back down, you get to special summon. But yeah, let me know what you think. I know this card is a pretty good Xyz monster for wind-ups that they did not have for a long time. And now they have it. Are you excited for wind-ups? Let me know. So, because this is not such a powerful card and we're not getting in the box, they do give us 2 copies of it. So, kudos to you, Konami. That was not so bad. Now, let's look at Tori. Oh, no, what? These are not Tellarknight cards. Oh, no, dude. What? They gave us a playset of the best Tellarknight card in her level ups, and then... Yikes. So, what does this card do? Herald of Pure Light. Rank 2 Light. 2 level 2 monsters. Generic. You can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand, then shuffle one card from your hand into the deck. You can only use the effect of Herald of Pure Light once per turn. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. So, now this I can see this being played in something like Vampires, maybe, right? But it does say monster. That's kind of iffy. However, Vampires, I do think like they would be the deck that would benefit from this the most. Level 2 monsters. Vampires have the most level 2 monsters in their deck. And I'm just thinking decks in general right now, guys. Like just strong decks that can use these, that can use this effect. Resonators may be able to utilize this card, but to what effectiveness, I don't know. You're still going to be wanting to synchro summon for the most part. But yeah, I'm looking at Vampires for this. They have some really good Xyz monsters already, and they needed a better rank 2 because Crumble Logos is not so good, and this lets you reuse your vampire monsters from your graveyard, even if you don't have access to them. Don't have any way of accessing them in the graveyard via a vampire spell or trap. So that's pretty nice. Herald of Pure Light, pretty interesting. Let's move on to Kite, man. They can't fuck up Kite. They can't mess him up, dude. Oh god, oh my god. Alright. So at level 33 here, we have the normal spell card, Message in a Bottle. Now, let me move myself over. This is a fat card text. Message in a Bottle. This is an iconic card for Kite. He uses it in the anime to defeat Quentin. And they released like a tin in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal that gave Kite a lot of his Photon support cards. And this was one of the cards that came out in that. Target 3 monsters with different levels in your graveyard. Special summon all 3 of them. Their attacks become 0. Also, their effects are negated. If you do not Xyz summon this turn after summoning those 3 monsters, you lose. If you do not Xyz summon this turn after summoning those 3 monsters, you lose 4,000 life points during the end phase. You cannot special summon any other monsters except Xyz summon the turn you activate this card. So, why did they put this card in the game? Right? Doesn't make sense. So, in the TCG, if you play a Photon deck, you're able to utilize this card with a level 1 monster called Photon Satellite. Photon Satellite says it will add up it will take the sum of 2 Photon monsters levels on the field, and then its level and that monster's level become the same. So essentially, you play Photon Satellite, and then you use this card, and you use Photon Satellite to manipulate the levels. This card is really strange in Duel Links. First of all, target 3 monsters with different levels in your graveyard, and you must summon all 3. You must fill up your monster zones with different leveled monsters. Their attacks are 0, their effects are negated, and you must Xyz summon with them, and you lose 4,000 life points if you do not Xyz summon. Now, this card in Duel Links is currently only usable, and by not losing the duel, you don't lose a duel after. If you want to play it with Kite and Photons, you have to use the skill Shifting Up, and you cannot use Galaxy Photon. So Shifting Up says, can be used once per turn where you control 3 light monsters. Until the end of this turn, the levels of all monsters you control become equal to the level of the monster with the highest level on your side of the field. This skill can only be used if you begin the duel with an extra deck that contains no monsters other than Xyz monsters. So, you use Message in a Bottle, you get 3 different level monsters. For it to work with Shifting Up, you have to be playing light monsters or photons for it to work for the Xyz summon, and you can only have Xyz monsters in the extra deck. And then, with this, you should actually be able to make Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, right? I was actually just talking a lot of smack about this card, but it actually opens up a new avenue of play for you to summon Neo Galaxy Eyes. You are summoning 3 monsters from your graveyard, so this card is kind of like your follow-up play when you have like absolutely no resources to make an Xyz summon. For this card to work and win you the duel, you have to have 2 Photon monsters plus Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard. You special summon all 3 of them, and then you skill Hachdo, Shifting Up, make them all level 8, and because you Xyz summoned using Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, your Neo Galaxy Eyes is going to have that crazy effect that negates all face-up monster effects on the field, which is why you want to summon that card. And so yeah, Message in a Bottle, kind of a niche card, but it is actually going to do something in Duel Links, and that is what I am excited about. You will definitely see me trying this out, trying to see how easy it is to summon Neo Galaxy Eyes off of this. So, yeah, pretty nice. And for 35, they gave us a 3rd Star Liege Lord Galaxion. Look, man, in the Photon extra deck now, I do not think you even have room to put 3 of these. You're summoning him 100% of the time first, but I don't know if you're going to be summoning this guy 3 times per duel. You don't even play 3 Galaxy Eyes in your deck, so playing 3 of this guy is kind of definitely a waste. So yeah. And the last character that is getting a level increase is Cuatro. His level 33 card is going to be another Gimmick Puppet of Strings. Number 40 Gimmick Puppet of Strings. So now we have a playset. Very nice. And then his level 35 reward is number 88 Gimmick Puppet of Leo. This is a rank 8 Dark Machine Exe's monster that requires 3 level 8 monsters. Alright, so once per turn, it is 3200 attack, 2300 defense, by the way. Once per turn, if you have no cards in your spell and trap zone, you can detach 1 material from this card, and if you do, place 1 destiny counter on this card. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. If 3 destiny counters are on this card, you win the duel. Right, so this was a pretty cheesy card back in the day when it first came out. I had it. I thought it was super cool. I bought it from a guy from 20 bucks. But in Duel Links, right, I actually think that you will be able to utilize this card pretty decently. Gimmick Puppets now have a lot of ways to dump protection into their graveyard via the effect of cards like Bisque Doll, Banish from the Grave, your guys can't be targeted. What else? Gimmick Puppet DeBaby in the graveyard has a banish effect. So that's already you being able to protect this guy on the field with no back row. However, asking for this card to stay on the field for 3 turns is a little bit optimistic. You really have to pump up your resources, dump like 3 Bisque Dolls, have protection ready because you cannot have back row when you activate that effect. You can activate it first, I believe, and then play back row. And then as long as you play the back row before your next turn to activate the effect again, then you should be fine. But, yeah, getting this effect off is definitely not going to be easy, but it's going to be satisfying as heck. And Gimmick Puppets definitely do have the newer tools, thanks to the new box, in order to make this card pretty viable, I should say. It's not going to be terrible. I do think Gimmick Puppets will play this card for sure. So overall, what do I think about the level up rewards? I am pleased overall with Cuatro's. Upon closer investigation, Message in a Bottle is really good for Photons. It's going to open up new avenues for play with the deck, which is what they need right now. Herald of the Pure Light is a cool card that I think will help vampires the most. But outside of that, I don't really see too many applications for it. Wind Up Zenmeister is cool for flip decks like Subterrors, and maybe Wind Ups really needed this card, but I think they needed a lot more than just Wind Up Zenmeister. So this is kind of eh. Beautiful Princess, an OG card, getting a second copy is huge, but I want to see how effective it's going to be in actual water decks. And Black Glory Lancer, okay, that happened. And finally, for Yuma, I definitely think Zubaba General is great for them to give us. If you don't have it because you were not playing when Zexal World initially released, go pick up Zubaba General. It is a great Exe's monster. It's a great generic Exe's monster with a great effect. A lot of easy farm decks utilize this card just because it can boost its attack so high, so definitely check that out. And Double for Nothing is a Cheese Utopia card, dude. So if you are someone who is looking for more general use out of these level up rewards, I would definitely prioritize getting Shark to level 33, and getting Tori leveled up for Herald of Pure Light. Everything else is really situational. The Photon card is good for Photons. The Gimmick Puppet card is really good for Gimmick Puppets. Windups are eh. Yuma cards are eh. Bronc cards are eh. So those are my takes. Feel free to rewind the video, see how I really feel. But let me know what you guys are feeling like. How do you feel about the level up rewards? These have definitely been a long time coming. So how are you guys feeling? What are you going to prioritize? And what do you think? I'm definitely getting Message in a Bottle on Kite first. And then Beautiful Princess on Shark. So peace out, guys, and I will see you in the next video. A lot of exciting stuff happening this week.